Okay, in this video we're going to look at life hacks for busy people. Those things that we can all do that will make an improvement on our life and our wellness in general. So this is not just about weight loss, this is just about having a better quality of life. So I hope you enjoy. My name is Mark and I'm here to help you live a better, healthier life. My goal is to help as many people as I can get in shape and improve their quality of life. Now, if this is your first time here and you want to learn more about practical and effective ways to improve your health, your fitness and your overall wellness, or if you're just interested in expanding your knowledge about fitness and nutrition, start now by hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos ever again. And now, without further ado, let's jump right in. So life just seems to get busier. I, like a lot of people, am working from home. I'm saving on the time that I was commuting to work and back, so that's an extra 2 hours I've got. But things just seem to creep in and it seems to take up that time. So here's a few things that I'm trying to do, some more successfully than others, that are aimed at wellness and both my mental and physical wellness. So not particularly about dieting, but about things you can do just to improve things for yourself. So I'm going to start off with, at the start of the day, have a big glass of water. I know we all always talk about how important water is and everything else, and I used to not have a glass of water in the morning. I might have had a coffee as I was kind of getting ready for work after walking the dogs. But one of the things I read online, which was really good advice, and I'm trying my hardest to do it, is start the day with a big glass of water. It gets you off to a good start with your water intake, and it's also just generally good for you. The other thing is always try and start on the front foot. I don't know about anybody else, but I really don't like breakfast. I can't be bothered with it. I nearly swore there. I can't be bothered with it. It's one of those things where, unless I'm on holiday and I'm having some nice breakfast, or it's my birthday and my wife's cooking me pancakes and bacon, I'm really not particularly bothered by breakfast. It's a bit of a chore to eat it, but it's also important not to miss a meal. So how about prepping it the night before? I've tried it and sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't, but it's one of those things that when you're starting to get bored of the things you grab from the cupboard, whether it's cereal, whether it is a slice of toast, whatever it is, how about doing things like overnight oats? They're filling, they're good for you, or at least they can be good for you depending on what you put in them, right? But it's one of those things that it gives you a good start to the day, and if you prep it the night before, or even a couple of days before, it'll actually get you started on the right foot, i.e. moving forward. So if you're doing that, you've already had a big glass of water, you've had a breakfast without particularly having to think about it, and you're already off to a good start in your day. So that is two things right from the start. Another thing, I don't know about other people, but most of us, whether it's written in a daily journal like I do, or whether it is just something that's in your head, we generally have a tick list. We have a list of things that we are going to do for that day, be it work or personal or both. And it's one of those things that quite often we get sidetracked from that. Can you just do this? Can you just do that? Whether it's work or at home, there are always things that creep in and mean that you don't tick off as many of the things that you want to do as you had planned. And that's a bit frustrating, it's a bit annoying, but it's also a little bit of a setback in terms of you moving forward for the day. When you get to the end of the day and the list is not as short as you'd like it, or perhaps it's got even longer with things that have been added to it. Sometimes that's unavoidable, but if you can actually bring yourself to say, no, I'm working on this, until you've got your checklist done, then start doing the things that have been added during the day. That at least means that what good looks like for that day is well on its way. So in some ways, no is the new yes. Actually saying, no, I'll get to that, but I'm doing this list first, can actually set you up for a great day, because you get to the end of it and you're actually sitting there going, yes, I feel like I've achieved something because I've worked through this checklist. So start with a glass of water, start on the front foot. If you need to be, prep your breakfast the night before. And with your tick list, with your to-do list, work through your list before you start adding in everything else on there. So that's the first 3. So we've made a good start to the day. We're moving through our checklist. Here's a slightly strange one, but take a break. I'm not saying we need to take a half an hour break, in the morning, a half an hour break in the afternoon. That's just not practical. But if you're working from home especially, every couple of hours, every hour, take a short break, go for a walk, stretch your legs, grab a cup of tea or coffee, have some more water, get up from your desk. You'll find yourself being far more productive than if you're just sat for hour after hour at your desk, starting to get a little bit withdrawn from things, a little bit achy and stiff because you're sat in the same position, huddled in front of a laptop or computer. It is one of those things where every now and again, just take a break. Stretch your legs, walk away. Now, if you have a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, they will actually remind you. They'll give you a poke and say, get up off your behind, go stretch your legs, get a few steps in. It doesn't have to be for long, but you'll be far more productive if you actually take small, regular breaks. It will help you. The other thing as well is that being busy isn't an excuse. I often use it as an excuse. I'm too busy to do that. I didn't get around to it because I was too busy. Those things that are important to you, both personally in terms of your health and fitness and well-being, but also in terms of your family and how they are and your interactions with family and friends. Make time for those. Okay, busy is not an excuse. It just makes it a little bit more difficult. But if it's important to you and your loved ones, then it's important to make the time for it. And on that same sort of vein, healthy is not about being on a permanent diet. It's not about skipping meals. It is not about doing anything that's drastic. Being healthy is about being sustainable in what you're doing. It's about eating healthier than you used to. It's about being mindful of what you're doing. So remember, healthy is not about a diet. Healthy is not about not eating. Healthy is about trying to eat better things at the right times rather than skipping meals or eating the wrong things. So bear that in mind when you go through. And the last one really on meals is that it's important to actually savour it. One of the things I've tried very hard in COVID to do is not eat at my desk. I record these videos here, I work Monday to Friday here and weekends if needed. There's a lot of things and a lot of time I spend here. The other problem is I am a computer gamer, so my fun is here too. I play computer games and everything else. And it would be very easy, and I know that I did it last week when my wife was in the hospital. It's very easy just to make your meal, run back to your desk, and then kind of half shovel it down your throat while you're doing other things. It's not the healthiest. It's not good for my own wellness, and it wouldn't be good for yours. Try and make the time to actually enjoy your breaks and your meals. Sit at the dining room table or sit somewhere where you don't normally sit. Move away from your computer. Actually enjoy it. Take the time. You will feel fuller because you're eating and chewing and enjoying and savouring your meal, but also it's good for getting a break away from what you are doing the rest of the time. So remember, it isn't just about the meals, the times and everything else. It's also about making those meals important and making a little bit of time to have those. You might not be able to have an hour's break. You might not be able to have, regular breaks as you go through, but you can make a few minutes to go somewhere else, away from where you're working, away from everything else, and actually enjoy that meal. And the last one here, in terms of your own wellness, have little rewards. This is about the journey rather than a 3-day, 2-week sprint to do something. So have little rewards for you. It'll help you look at the world as if it's a glass half full rather than a glass that is half empty or cracked and shattered. It's one of those things, they don't have to be massive, they don't have to be drastic, right? But they do have to be little rewards, things that you enjoy that are relatively healthy, that you can do as a little reward for doing something good. And if you carve out the time by saving on your meal prep for your breakfast and your lunch, that is 10, 20, half an hour that you don't need to do every day. Yes, you have to prep it, that takes a bit of time, but if you're prepping your breakfast and your lunches, then you actually are saving yourself some time every single day. So you can reward yourself. Go for a 20-minute walk, use something productive, don't just fill it in with the same old, because then you'll actually get back into a rut and suddenly you'll be out of time again. If you've actually done some of these life hacks and you've actually carved out some extra time that you weren't having as available like before, actually reward yourself. Go for a little walk, listen to a radio program, do something to reward yourself, and you'll actually be far more productive in your day because you've had a little bit of time for you to enjoy what you're doing. I hope these life hacks have been useful and will be useful. They're certainly things that I try and do on a regular basis, not always succeeding, but trying to do on a regular basis. And just saving myself that 10-20 minutes a day with not having to think about breakfast and lunch because I've done it all at the weekend. Those things are quite important. It allows me to have a little bit of time away from my computer, take the dogs for a walk, even just play with the dogs in the living room. Whatever it is, those kind of things will actually save you a lot. And throw into that just the healthier bit of having that glass of water, in the first thing in the morning, will set you off in the right way for your day, for your week. So these are just some of the things that I'm doing or trying to do, and I hope that they do help you. As always, if you've got this far, thank you very much for watching along with this video. It really is appreciated, the support and everything else that's going along, and I can't tell you how much that means to me, from the comments and from the likes in the video. And if you did like this video, please do hit the like button, that would be appreciated. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.